Hi, my name's David. I use he, they pronouns.
Hi, my name is Hannah. I use she, her pronouns.
Do you feel connected through community? How so?
I think for me, it's both yes and no. Yes, because like I'm a part of so many communities here. Like I'm a part of like the writing center here, which I absolutely love working there. I had a lot of fun like being with like Asian mentoring program, being with the Vietnamese Student Association. I got to try like basically like a bunch of different things while I was here. So oftentimes it can get like overwhelming at points when like there's always like something going on kind of thing, whether it be like something happening in the community. But how about you?
I mean, yeah, I think as on a biological level, we're all kind of destined to seek other people. Like that's just something humans do. Like you have all these clubs and stuff that like you were forging these bonds through, and then some stuff happened and whatever. I want to help run these to make the community bigger and to help my community and whatnot and to bring more people together. Being part of these clubs and these groups that like get together and everybody knows and has the same ideas in mind is amazing and it's great. I have a group of friends I'm working on a project with. It's super fun. But like, when you're trying to look for stuff out in the real world, it can feel really disconnecting, really, yeah, really quick. How do you use writing as a tool to explore your feelings of connection or isolation?
And I feel like for me growing up, it's always been like a solitary kind of thing. I've taken on by myself a solitary like passion or hobby that I've always done. I think what matters is like we're all trying in our own way to connect to others, and it's like I'm still learning things about myself.
When you say like writing is a solitary thing, it's funny. I'm coming from the exact opposite view. My like reason for getting into writing was like I was semi good at writing essays in high school, and then I started playing Dungeons and Dragons, which is like you're writing a story for a group of people.
But even now, like it's hard for me to share what I create with others, and that's why I think like that's why I'm having a lot of fun right now with like a lot of my classes because I get to do a lot of like creative writing workshops.
When was a time that you felt most connected to others?
I feel like I understand someone a lot more after I listen to their like taste in music, which is like a funny thing.
I think I have a very like specific memory of where like I just looked around and saw everybody like working towards the same goal, and it brought me like so much joy, and like it made me feel like I was in step with all of these people in like a very real way that I don't think like high school theater or like any of the other performance stuff I had been doing really like encapsulated.
Okay. In what ways does technology bring people together or push them apart?
I don't know about you, but personally, after, we are part of a generation that grew up with technology, right? MySpace and Facebook were around before most of us were born, right? I have heard this question, I think once a week, every week for the past, how long have I been alive? 21 years? Yeah. Like, it's nothing, right? It's a neutral force in your life. There's no right answer because in the end, it's tools, right? A hammer can just as much hurt a person as it can build a house, right?
There's some moments where I'm grateful for it because I'm able to like connect to like my family, like who live across the country, and I'm grateful that I'm able to like talk to friends. I have a friend who's studying abroad right now in Australia, and I'm still able to talk to her because of it. Even though like the time difference is what like 12 hours apart, so I'm like texting her at like midnight, and it's like morning for her. There's just something I feel like with technology that doesn't translate the same way with like in-person interaction, at least for me. Like it's not a replacement. Like one isn't a replacement for the other. Both are good for different things, kind of thing.
If I took my dad's way of texting prima facie, like what it is, if I read it exactly, I would assume he does not love me. What was your experience with isolation going into college?
I felt like my college experience wasn't what they like showed in like say like the movies or whatever, or like the TV shows, and then like that's like kind of where that like sheltered part of me kind of like died a little, and I was like, okay, like I can't keep going like this forever.
It was really isolating to have to like or it was really isolating when you accepted the reality of like if I go see other people, that is risking the health of my family and the people around me. So I'm just not going to. Like, yeah, no, I don't think it brought people together in any way. It pushed them apart, I think primarily.
Yeah. Okay. How do you deal with feelings of isolation or disconnection?
God, it's funny because I think, when you go to, like, I live in a very mental health focused family. My mom is a therapist, and it's funny. I've been to therapy many times, and I've been to a lot of mental health professionals, and I'm very diligent about my mental health. But like, just like everybody else, I will on occasion get into like a pit where I'm alone, and then like just not climb out of it, and know that I should, but be like, yeah, I like the pit. Pit's good right now.
Yeah, I like the change of environment kind of tidbit. I think for me, I like, I also kind of isolate myself even more. Like I just like push everyone away because like I don't want to like hurt anyone. I don't want to be hurt by anyone anymore. I just like it's too much. It's too overwhelming.
Pit's good.
Yeah, the pit is good. The
like
pit is
the
good.
pit.
Yeah, it's safe. It's safe and dark.
Safe and dark.
I like.
There's Mitski down here.
Yeah,
It's great.
it's great. Yeah, I listen to music. I read. I like draw. I play music. Like I like to play. I know how to play the violin, and I'm trying to learn guitar and piano. It's coming along, but I just throw myself into something that just keeps me busy, even if it's just for a couple hours. I just want to ignore the world, the universe, from my responsibilities.